Hi guys, Bran here and welcome to another commentary video. Today we're going to be talking about the play what you want mentality, because that is one that I have. But often when I display this mentality, there's kind of a double standard that comes to it that I do not appreciate, and it's something that comes out a lot in my streams when I talk with people. It also comes up a lot in these YouTube videos down in the comments below. So I want to talk about how people can be kind of hypocritical when it comes to the play what you want mentality. And the way I feel like people are hypocritical with it is that you can play what you want. You paid your $20 or whatever you did to play DVD, free if you got it on Epic Store that one weekend. You can do whatever you want with the game. You can run whatever perks you want. You can run whatever add-ons you want. It's ultimately, at the end of the day, up to behavior to fix any overpowered or annoying things. You didn't make these things. You didn't put old Ruin Undying into the game. You didn't put new hyper-focused stakeout toolbox in the game. You didn't do that. So it's not up to you to fix these things. It's not up to you to, out of moral obligation, to not run these things to ensure that the health of the game is maintained. It's not up to you to run these things, or to not run these things to somehow improve things for the world. You don't have to be a philanthropist while playing a video game. You can play whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can be as annoying or as chill as you would like to be. That is entirely up to you. I think where I take issue, and this is where I start griping, is that it seems like that mentality has to be mutually exclusive with being cool with everything as well. And that's where I lose people. And that's where I cannot seem to agree. In the same vein, if you can tell people, oh, hey, they can run whatever they want, it's their game, they do what they want, then I, on the flip side, cannot like things and not appreciate things or find things boring or irritating or frustrating. All I want. I also paid my $20. I can also dislike things at any rate or amount that I want. I infamously have always hated Starstruck. Even before, nurses got a hold of it and started using it nonstop. When that perk first came out with Trickster, I was like, that perk's kind of annoying. I don't like that. I don't like that you have Haunted Ground where you have to bait someone into breaking a totem and they get value in a certain duration, or Dragon's Grip where you have to kick a gen, trick somebody to touch the gen, and then get value in a certain time period with a cool. It's all that, every other way to get exposed in the game as a perk is really difficult, and this one's just I just pick them up. That's it. That's all you have to do. You pick them up, and that's what gives them the exposed ability, which is a very, very strong ability in the game. I've always hated that perk. I've never liked that perk, and a lot of people, gave me crap back in the day for Starstruck's not that strong. I'm like, it doesn't have to be objectively strong for me to not like it. People really, really got on my case for disliking Starstruck and telling me that, bro, it's not even that good. Bro, it's so situational. Why do you even need to say that? I think is my point. Why do you even need to say that? I am allowed to dislike a perk. I am allowed to think a perk is not that cool or not that fantastic. I can think a perk is pretty boring or frustrating or irritating to play against, because just like how, you play what you want, you paid your $20, I can also dislike what I want because I paid my $20. I paid for the game, and I can dislike things irregardless of any objectivity that I want. Now, if you want to get into a conversation of is Starstruck objectively strong? I think on Nurse it is, yeah. We can have that conversation, right? We can have that conversation of objectivity, right? We can talk about based on data, based on strength on certain killers, all that stuff. We can talk about the objective stance on something. But I'm also allowed to have a subjective stance. I can subjectively dislike something. I can subjectively not enjoy something. And I think that's for some reason, that's just such a hard thing for the TMT community to process. What do you mean you could just not like something and not have the hive mind opinion? It's so frustrating. And I think this video goes well in tandem with the video I put out yesterday talking about the gen perks, because that's something that a lot of people have a lot of subjective takes about. And there's a lot of objective conversations that can be had with that, because, obviously it's that we're talking about some of the strongest stuff in the game there. But subjectively, I can hate it, right? Subjectively, I'm allowed to dislike those things. If somebody runs Overcharge, Call of Brine, Eruption, and I'm playing against them as Survivor, I'm gonna have a boring time. That's just how it is. It doesn't have to be an objective thing. I don't have to say that objectively that combo is terrible. If I'm not having a good time, I'm allowed to just be like, hey, this sucks. I don't enjoy this. This is terrible. Yes, I understand that like they've probably run into a lot of gen rushing Andes today. I'm still not gonna have a good time. I'm still gonna be frustrated and annoyed, and I'm allowed to be frustrated and annoyed at certain playstyles or certain perk combos. I am allowed. I'm allowed to dislike these things. Like I am allowed to do that. And I don't know why DBD players take issue with other players disliking things. Like, I know that there's a lot of like bad actors in like the DBD community that like really try to push bad mentalities. They try to push like, you know, certain things to get changed or adjusted just because of their own personal frustrations. But like, that doesn't make personal frustrations inherently bad or subjective takes inherently bad. I know that a lot of that kind of has been a thing that's kind of been baked into your head because you've seen so many people try to take their subjective frustrations and turn them into like something objective without backing anything with it. But like that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have subjective feelings. That does not mean you're not allowed to have subjective takes about the game. You're allowed to dislike a certain perk or dislike a certain playstyle, and nobody's supposed to be able to hold that against you. And it just shocks me, to wrap it all around with the beginning of the video. So many people seem to have this mentality of run what you want, play what you want, without consequence, without being, you know, looked down upon. And when it comes full circle to like them disliking something, suddenly they're like, oh, you can't be disliking that. and it's total hypocrisy to me. And I just don't get that mentality. And I don't know if you have any ideas of like, is it just like toxic positivity? Like, where does that mentality come from that we have to accept that anybody can do whatever they want, but also if somebody dislikes something, that's not okay? Like, just subjectively, I don't enjoy this, that's not okay. We gotta step in. Like, why is there that double standard? Where do you think it comes from? I sure don't know. I just find it incredibly annoying. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you have any ideas, because I sure don't. And it really does frustrate me, but thank you so much for watching anyway. I appreciate you so much, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But if I don't, I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.